Maybe the best podcast.
Maybe the best podcast. Maybe the best podcast. Yo, we taking off. We taking off.
That's the one.
Oh, man.
Maybe the best podcast.
What's up, family? What's going on out there on the live? What's going on out there for our listeners? For our listeners as well, this is Maybe the Best Podcast. Your boy, Twan D, the student. We are back with episode 34. And to my right is one of the co-hosts, Lulu. What's happening?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How's your week?
It's good. I missed
good?
last week, so.
I know, we missed you.
Which, I should have been on that episode, but it's fine.
Yes, dope episode. Shout out to episode 33.
It was good.
Okay.
I listened.
Yes. Shout out to everybody else, visual director Bay.
Hi.
Executive producer Hot Dad. Hey, yo. Hey, listen, family. We have a special show tonight. What we are doing is we have a guest, Brother Carpe Myrie. First, I would like to say a classmate of mine from Cypress Creek High School.
Hey.
I am very, very proud of this brother for taking the time to write this dope, self-motivated book. So without further ado, I just want to introduce our guest of tonight, CJ.
What's going on, man? Good evening, people.
What's
man.
up, brother?
What's going on, Twan, man? I appreciate you guys having me here, man. To be honest, I've been watching you guys for a minute, and I'm just delighted to be here this evening, man.
Man, we thank you. We thank you for coming. We appreciate you for coming.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, listen, let the family know. What we're about to get into right now is just regular about the book, man.
Definitely.
I read the book. I am proud of you.
Any thoughts?
Listen, I got some questions for you.
Okay.
And they my thoughts, though.
Okay.
And the first thing I want to know, man, is just like what inspired you to even say, you know what? Not only do I want to write a book, but I want to write a book on some of my past experiences that motivated me to get to a certain point of where I'm at now, but not only now, but where I want to go. So
first and foremost, man, one of the main reasons why I wanted to write a book, legacy. I needed my name attached to something. So whether 30 years from now, my name is attached to something. If I have kids, they can look it up. My lady can remember me, my parents. It's just all about legacy. What inspired me to write a book was actually Twitter, to be honest. I used to be on Twitter a lot, and a lot of people say, hey, man, you write a lot of dope shit. Why don't you write a book one day? A good friend of mine, Tristan Skrilla, he was incarcerated.
What's up, boy?
What's going on, Skrilla?
What's up, Skrilla?
He's a big reason why I wrote it. I stayed down with him on the phone for 6 years. And I bounced the idea off of him. He told me how to go about outlining the book. And what I did, I told myself, give me 45 minutes a day on the couch after I come home from work, and I just write. And I just wrote, and I just said, you know what? I don't want to marginalize myself to anything. I don't want to be just one specific thing. Fuck it. Why not have a book? So I just wrote it just for that. You know what
That's
I mean?
dope, man. I mean, 63 pages, dedicated 45 minutes a day. So how long did it take you? And that's not even one of
To be honest, man, I probably finished it in like just under 2 months.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that was like a major priority, but it wasn't something that it didn't matter either. It was just something that I just needed a part of my resume. I just needed something for a conversational piece. If I'm on vacation and I come across somebody that say, hey, what do you do for a living? Or if I'm at the gas station and I small talk with someone at the register, hey, what do you do for a living? I want to be able to say X, Y, and Z.
Nice.
And I know if I say I'm a book author, self-published, it would raise an eyebrow and turn into a longer conversation, and maybe I can pick their brain more. And it's just a networking tool. And it's taken me to places that I may not have gone without it, you know?
You actually skipped ahead because, one of the questions I was going to ask is where, since writing the book, where has it taken you? Who have you met? Some of the testimonials. I see a lot of people, comment, and especially when we were talking about bringing you on, a lot of the brothers, commented that, man, the book is fire. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that not only did they support, but they also read the book.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely,
I mean?
man.
And so,
I've had a lot of support. I didn't do it so much for the money. If I turned it into something financially, that would be dope. But I did it more for the energy. You know what I mean? That was my main thing. Like, my target base is urban America. You know what I mean? Black and Spanish people,
right?
White people too, but people of oppression, people from systematically oppressed neighborhoods.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've had women have their sons in middle school send me video testimonials of what part of the book they like and why. And one of the topics was about friends, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, if I can have somebody in middle school send me a video as to how it affected them, my job is already done.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I've had numerous women, single moms, saying, is this a book I should get to instill into my son? Absolutely, because they're going to retain some bullshit or they're going to retain some stuff of value. So give them the stuff of value so that at least they have both sides of the fence, because they're going to get exposed to the bullshit, but I need them to get exposed to the other side so they know how to make a decision because of experience of both sides. Whereas I made poor decisions because I only had one side, which is, the negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I was seasoned into both sides of the fence, I wouldn't have made the decisions I made, and I would have been where I'm at today 10 years ago. Right. I'm playing catch up still, and I don't want certain individuals to be where I'm at, or I want people who are even older than me to say, it's never too late to make something of my life. You know what I'm saying? So those are the main reasons.
Lulu, what you think?
My question for you is, for people that haven't read the book, what is the book about?
Oh, the book is just about self-discipline. It's about motivation, man. It's just about just being able to find the fire within you to go out and be whoever you're.
And my apologies, CJ.
No problem.
That was my fault, guys. The book is Seize the Night to Light Your Darkness, a motivational guide inscripted to unlock the success story from within.
We are all born with talents, and we're all born to be special. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. When a mother gives birth to their child, they label their child special and unique, and that's something that I feel like as adulthood comes inside of us, we lose track of that because of the harsh realities of the real world. So I feel like if this book will remind you of the upbringing that your parent or whoever raised you told you how special you are, you can remember that and you can wake up and say, fuck it, man. Like, I'm doing X, Y, and Z wrong. If I correct it, I can get on track to getting where I need to go. And that's the main thing, man. It's not a matter of you need to be this perfect person. It's just a matter of what are you doing today that's going to get you to a better tomorrow, period.
Absolutely. Man, I always tell people that, obviously, obviously one of the biggest motivators for me is Pac, and I always tell people that criticize him is, what are you doing now that 21 years from now people will even say that you ain't shit?
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to even try to disrespect your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And, especially for black men, we have to understand how important legacy is. I always talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, what we're doing now, like what can we, all our activists out there, I don't really like to call myself an activist, but, brothers like you, brothers like myself, brothers like Miles and other brothers that, are just aspire to do something, whatever the case may be. What system can we put in place to where, God forbid, we go tomorrow, it'll still be around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and even if you don't have a piece of paper with your name attached to it to say that was for sale and something, it's just a matter of, you just got to go out and do something. You got to make something of yourself, man. And you got to surround yourself with individuals that's going to just be real with you. Like, yo, you said you was going to do this, and 2 weeks from now, yo, my man, did you open your podcast up? I want to hear you as my friend say, nah, I didn't open the podcast up. And as a friend, I need to say, you slacking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to tell you slack. You need to get on your job, because if not, you're going to be asked out.
Right.
We don't do enough of that in our communities. We don't do enough of holding people accountable to their words. We got to hold each other accountable. Like, it's okay and it's healthy to say, yo, this is the struggle that I'm going through as my brother. I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to open up to you. This is what I want to do to get out the struggle. But then in a month later, I need you as my brother to ask me, follow up. It's not your job, but it is your job to follow up and say, hey, CJ, did you do X, Y, and Z? And it's my job as your brother to tell you the truth. And if the truth is harsh, you need to put that fire in my ass. But ultimately, it's up to the individual with the problem to make a solution. You know what I mean? And reflecting when your mom died or on New Year's Eve or when you broke up, it's not going to get you where you need to go. We need to reflect on our day-to-day stuff every day or at least once a week. I just feel like we don't ever get to the goals we want because we only reflect on our birthday. As you know, everybody can account. It'll be your friend's birthday and they're emotional. Why are you emotional? It's your birthday tomorrow. Nah, man, because, you know, I'm looking back, I'm 32 years old, I'm not where I want to be at. Why are you only reflecting because it's your birthday?
Wow.
I need you to reflect at least once a week, if not every day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you reflecting on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. That's what we were conditioned to do.
Reactive.
You know what I'm saying? But we need to create a support system where we on top of each other and we're supporting each other both financially and mentally.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I just push that whole motivation thing hard, and I have a passion for this, but I want to put it out there that I'm not perfect at this. You know what I mean? Like they say, like the Gary V's and Joel Osteens and all these public figures that they're conditioned. They go to school to perfectly know how to deliver a message.
Right.
So they have an audience, and they have an audience and people that follow them. But these people are perpetuating their thoughts and ideas perfectly. So then they're reaching a gang of people, but there's still going to be another gang of people that like what they're saying, but they're intimidated by his perfection. So they're going to say, everything he's saying is making sense, but I'm afraid to come out of my shell and blossom into a butterfly because when I look in the mirror, I'm not this picture perfect person.
Yeah.
When I speak my thoughts, I don't articulate my words.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to come out there and tell you the same energy and the same message, but I'm sweating. I don't do cameras, bro.
Right.
You know, this is my first time. I didn't go to school to learn how to speak, but what I'm saying is coming from the heart. So I don't care if I stutter. I just want you to feel the message. I want the hairs to stand up on you. It's time to go today. When people say, I need to lose weight or I need to get money, today's Thursday, I'll start Monday. You're not hungry for it.
Talk about it now.
You're not hungry for it. You know what I'm saying? When people say, I'm tired of my job, blah, 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 blah. I'll go look for a job in the beginning of the month. Look for a job today. You know what I'm saying? Only people holding each other back from them is them. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't be statistics of those who always fall on the perfect justifications as to why you didn't come through.
Wow.
We always have this perfect justification where they're going to say, you don't validate my feelings. You know what? You're absolutely right. I validate your feelings, but your feelings are going to be the reason why you never get to where you want to go.
Come on now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to let them talk, family.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you some real stuff. And how hungry are you for it? You know, I view life like this is an hourglass. I flip it upside down, and I just see the sand trickling down. And before that sand runs out, whatever it is in my heart that I need to get done has to get done. Even if what I get done didn't work out how I did, at least when I tell my story, I inspired someone else to start their journey. Because even if I say, yo, I didn't make $1 million off my book, but I wrote it, there might be another author, an author willing to be or wanting to be out there that doesn't have the balls or the heart to do it because they're afraid. I'm living proof. Go out and make it happen. And same thing for whatever genre of work you're doing. Even if you fail, at least you can tell your story and say you got it done. And there's going to be some man or woman out there that's going to be attracted by your drive. And they're going to be willing to stick by you because they know, well, if he failed here or she failed there, eventually with their mindset and their drive, they're going to get above and beyond.
Right.
And that's what we need to get to. We don't need to worry about the end result. Motherfucker, we need to worry about getting there first. And you know what I mean? And that's just it for it.
Hey, listen. Wow. Hey, we gonna let them go in, family. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe the best podcast, episode 34, man. We are in here with our guest, CJ, man. Listen, Carlton Myrie, seize the night to light your darkness, man. Go get it. Amazon?
It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
And Barnes & Noble. Before I get into the book, because I want to get into a chapter.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Is the book written specifically for a target audience, like young kids, older adults?
It's to be honest, it's all written for people that come from the streets, man. It's for the people that, like, you know, that come from poverty-stricken homes. There's material that every person of color, every person that's white, it don't matter your background, you will gravitate to the message in the book, but the delivery in it is for the people from the streets, because the people in the streets got more heart than the average citizen out here. Because if you got enough heart to go press somebody about your neighborhood, if you just shift that energy, you got enough heart to go out there and become a bigger person, a bigger CEO, a bigger manager, a bigger vice president than the other people in the world, because them regular civilians don't have the heart you have. I need the people in the streets to understand the power and the heart that they possess. And redirect their energy. If you got enough heart to go out there and put a flag, if you got enough heart to pull a trigger or put a knife in someone's body and not worry about sleep, you got the same motherfucking heart to go out there and become the next CEO. I just need you to shift your energy. I just need people to understand that you were systematically put in place to where there's a check cashing store dead next to a liquor store. I need you to understand it's a rat race, that they want you to have cash advances to keep you locked in. But once you identify the battle that you're in, you can use that fuel and shift it somewhere else, and then you could be the one hiring or not hiring them.
I want people to understand, one, why you are talking so passionately, and two, the reason why you said what you said when Lulu asked you, is it for a target audience? You said, this is from people from the streets. So I got a little drink champ story I want to tell about my man that you probably don't even remember real quick, but just give them a little bit of your background and what led to saying, you know what, man, I want to change, because I'm familiar, firsthand, I'm aware, you know what I'm saying? So I want to know what got you to that point when we talking about, and I know you ain't afraid of your past, when we talking about banging, and what said, you know what, man, let me get to this thought process, so people can really understand the passion and why you talking, how you talking.
Well, I just think it really it really begins as your childhood, man. I think we need to identify what made us laugh and what made us cry from kids.
Right.
It starts there, man, because there was a time I grew up playing basketball like nice from when I was 7 years old, and I was so nice. I had this self-esteem. I had this confidence in me. And I feel like when I say the correlation to that is you have to understand your self-worth and where you want to go. Because I still remember being in 8th grade and the teachers asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they asked the kids around. And I remember I said, I'm going to make it to the NBA. Dead serious. And then I remember Miss Thompson. I remember her name to this day. She like, it's Carlton, you're not going to be in the NBA. Are you serious? In my mind, I'm like, I'm 13 playing 18-year-old AAU. Like, who are you to tell me anything? You know what I'm saying? You don't know of my gift. I may not have been a talented basketball player at 32, but I knew of my value since back then. And I knew of my heart since back then. You know what I'm saying? So when I grew up, I had a little bit more confidence, this, that, and the third. I hit the streets. I went the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? But when them shots let off, and I remember I got to the point where my only concern was women and some weed to smoke and just being able to hang out. That's all I cared for. My value was very little. If you provided me a bad bitch and a bottle of Paul Masson, because that's what we was drinking at the time.
Right.
And we had a hotel on OBT. Right. That's all that was needed. And the sad part about it, I'm going to merge a little bit, that's all that's needed for a majority of people at 30-something years old still.
Come on, man.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but the only thing that's wrong with that is being able to not admit that. So my value dropped. And then when them shots let out and I survived a bullet to my back, I said, I'm here for a fucking reason. I'm not going to turn pussy and change up certain stuff. But at the same time, I need to understand that I'm here for a reason. The same person that had the confidence in 8th grade is the same person that needs to wake up and say, nah, yo, you're worth more than $30,000 a year. You're worth more than just this level of lifestyle.
Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with $30,000 a year either. There's nothing wrong with none of the above, because there's levels to everything. I just need individuals to set a certain bar for their lives. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like when you set that bar, you have to meet it. And my bar was extremely low at that point. So when I survived something, it made me just revert back to my confidence and say, I'm worth more. This is what I'm worth. I need to find a way to get there. And that's what I did.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we ain't gotta, listen, shout out to everybody out there, man. In the YouTube page, man, we here, man. We shit. I'm up here faking and fronting like I gotta be quiet. We ain't gotta be quiet. Shout out to the YouTube page. We already know what we doing. I love what you said because again, obviously not on an everyday aspect, but there to witness in accounts. You know what I'm saying? And having mutual friends and even knowing each other. And I remember, man, hearing about that. I said, damn, man. I hope he alright, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I'm gonna get in my story, I don't even know if you remember this. This was years ago, and I always go everywhere by myself. And when I was starting to perform, everything was about Orange County, I was oranged out. So I'm downtown, and I got my orange polo on, I got a hat, I got some black jeans, and I got an orange flag in my pocket. All right, I got orange flag in my pocket. Okay, so I'm in the garage, the underpass over there by the Amway. We from Orlando, Florida. Shout out to everybody out there. And I see my man. I see my man. So I'm like, yo, CJ, what's up? Whoa, be like, whoa. Listen, where he was in life. He had some partners with him, but which I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew him. And so they like, yo, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? They running up, because all they see is a flag and they see me and my man. I guess, I'm very handsy, so, it is what it is. And so they see me and my man. He's like, yo. So they run up like, yo, what's up? And I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Buddy, but it don't seem like he in his right mind to see it's me. Yeah. So I ain't tripping. So my man says, yo, wait. Say, man, that's Twan, man. He said, who? I mean, they ready. They ready to go.
Don't say no names.
Nah, we ain't saying no names. We don't say no names. They ready to go, right? They ready. I'm Dolo, right? I'm Dolo. They ready to go. Like, who's that? You're like, yo, man, it's Twan from school. They're like, all right. But it was a little story, but what I say that to say, we always say down here, my face is Gator. You know what I'm saying? Had he been any other type, you know what I'm saying, or knowing issues that I had with certain people, he could have had the wolves at me. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, having that genuine respect. And I always remember that. I don't know if you remember the story.
I don't even remember this story.
I don't know if you, but I always remembered that, and I say, man, that's a solid dude. And that was before the incident happened. And so that's why for me, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But, family, you never know who you're going to encounter and the things in life that you will be able to do that people will remember. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect my brother to remember this because he's so solid and he done so many solid things like that before and moving forward. That's second nature to him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what I respected about it. Like, I wasn't scared, but at the same time, I knew, man, my man wasn't gonna let nothing happen to me, even though this is set. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He wasn't gonna let nothing happen to me. I got in the car and I went home. You know what I'm saying? Safe, straight. And that was something I always respected, man. And I say that to my young people to say, the energy that you put out early in life is gonna reciprocate.
Facts.
Later in life.
Facts, man.
And it makes sense why you're here right now.
Yeah, man. I agree with everything you just said, man. And it's a sensitive subject, man. So I'm conflicted. So I'll refrain from saying certain stuff.
Man,
but I will say that the energy that you put out into the universe will be the energy that you get back tenfold. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. When I got shot, I wasn't surprised. I pulled out a cool cigarette and lit the motherfucker. Because it was no surprise. It was this was a weekly thing at the moment of my life.
Wow.
I remember I text everybody how I'm talking to you right now. I'm sitting in a pool full of blood.
Wow.
And I pulled out a cigarette and lit this shit on the way to the hospital. I wasn't like, the first thing I did, I wiggled my fingers and toes. I knew I wasn't paralyzed, but it's second nature. So I know what you put out is what you're going to eventually receive. So I say that to say this, all the young people, I don't give a fuck about no gangs. I don't promote none of that shit or whatever. That's what you do, salute, respect. But just understand that you have a value, you have a power in your heart that the average person does not have. If you just channel that energy somewhere else, you're going to have a gang of followers, but in a direction where you're going to be compensated legally for it.
Wow.
And you're going to be able to shift thousands of more individuals across the globe that's going to say, you know what? I need to be like that person, but in my own way. Because who got enough heart to go out there and say, you know what, man, I did this, that, and the third, but it's time I 360 that motherfucker. And that's what I'm here to say. I'm here to say, you know, I sacrificed all material possessions. I sacrificed a lot of street stuff to switch things up to get me where I needed to go. But I know the same niggas in the street from 10 years ago and the same niggas in the street from a year ago and the same people that'll meet me that don't know me will look me in the eye and know where I'm at. Yeah. But they'll respect the move that I made, and I hope it'll inspire them to do the same, because to be fighting over neighborhoods that none of y'all own is not popping.
Listen! Shout out to Brother Jay Wise for saying the same thing. He always say that you fighting over streets, but you don't own that shit.
But at the same time, too, I don't want to fault the individuals in that culture, and I don't want to stay on this topic too long, but I don't fault them dudes either, because some people, if you on this street, you in it no matter what, because this is territorial shit. It may not be like that out here in Orlando, but there's people who migrated out here where it's a cultural thing. Like, if you on this block, this is your set. This is what you're born into. So I can't fault the culture of the people where the shit originated at.
Absolutely.
All I can say is that don't ever forget the causes of why y'all out here risking y'all lives for. Y'all ain't out here to kill each other that you don't even know from a hole in the wall behind the color. You out here to fight the people that are out here oppressing y'all from the earlier times before you was even born.
Come on.
That's how the shit started.
Talk about it.
Don't never forget that.
Talk about it.
So that's why I say, if you got enough heart to go out there and do some manly shit, use that same energy to perform some manly shit in a manly way by providing food on the table and steering your brothers and sisters and your neighbors to do the same thing too. Because going out there and getting killed and putting up a GoFundMe page is not the wave. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. We gotta get away from all that shit.
And I'm glad you said that, because it segues into this and into as we come to almost to a close here, man. We like to thank everybody out there listening, everybody out there watching on the live, everybody out there on the YouTube. We on the Tizzle. We here with my man CJ, man. Carpe Myrie, seize the night to light your darkness. I want to get into a chapter of the book.
Let's go.
All right. And it's piggybacking off of what you said, and it's entitled, If You Can't Build With Them, Stop Chilling With Them. How do you always have time to just be chilling? Now, I highlighted, a part that one of my favorite parts I highlighted, and it says, if you cannot build with them, stop chilling with them. So I'm going to let you speak on that and elaborate on that, and then I'm going to get into the second.
Okay, man.
Because I know you don't mean in the sense of forget your folk, because if you read the whole passage, you will understand that. So
okay, man. When you with a crew of individuals and y'all grow up and y'all call each other brothers and homeboys, this, that, and the third, and if y'all really love each other for real and y'all real true brothers, you're gonna understand that love is gonna be felt and love is gonna be reciprocated, and niggas is gonna understand. Everybody has a role in life. There's gonna be a $1 million CEO. There's gonna be a janitor. There's gonna be a homeless person. There's gonna be somebody stuck in the street. The role you play in life is determined by your free will. So we might start here at stage 1 as a crew. 3 of the 5 people might hit stage 2. The other 2 people may stay at stage 1. But if we are true friends or true brothers, you are able to say, you know what, bro, I respect you for doing what you do. Do it for me. I'm supporting you. I may not be able to physically go the route you're going because of my own free will and my choice, but I'm going to support you from afar. And if the boy who sees you progressing in life, or the girl see you progressing in life, if they hating on you and they can't accept that you need to move on to better yourself for you, that was never your friend. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
people
true.
and
That's
people need and people need to
true.
have heart, and people need to have the strength to be able to identify and move away from their people.
Mm-hmm.
If they can say, yo, I got love for Twan, but does Twan really got love for me? I genuinely love Twan to death, but every time his push comes to shove, he does some selfish shit. There comes a time where I can love you from afar, and I have to find a way to implement that. I love Twan from afar, but I can't fuck with him. And that however he takes it, because he's proven time and time again, he don't feel me. And if he does feel me as a friend for real, he gonna still support me from the bleachers while he watches me do my thing. And eventually, if I become successful enough, I can come back and get him too.
Hey, my bad. I had to go ghost in order to get myself right. It ain't nothing wrong with telling your people that. Go ahead.
And then the second part is, at the same time, I also believe in never fully turning your back on people who did nothing bad to you.
Yeah, you can never turn your back on the individuals, man. There's people, I won't go into names, that they're my brothers, that I love them to death, that I shouted out in this book. That they taught me how to change a car on a tire. They taught me how to do street shit, how to do this, that. They taught me family values that wasn't in my household, but we still just grew apart. And I can still say I love that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I had to move my way, and he had to move his. And he's probably living a prosperous life, and I'm living a prosperous life in my lane. But there just comes a time where you're not going to be 30-something years old with 50 friends still. It's not going to happen. And if you do have 10 friends, you really need to identify how solid are them.
It ain't no such thing as 10 real cuz in the room.
You know what I mean? Like, and it just gets as real as that, man. Because how can you become whoever you want to be having 10 people? That's 10 birthday parties every other month. That's 10 things. It just multiplies into where you'll never have enough time to do the stuff you need to do.
Listen, family. My man got deep up in here tonight.
He did.
Okay, listen, I just want to tell you how much of a pleasure it is for you to just even be here on this platform with us, enhancing our platform, episode 34. We thank you for that, brother. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, seize the night to light your darkness.
And you can find it at 44thoughts.net, the number 44thoughts.net.
Maybe the best podcast.
Yo, welcome to Maybe the Best Podcast. This is episode 34. We're still going strong. I just decided to join the show finally. Vern Diddy, a.k.a. the Hot Dad. We still got CJ rocking with us. Lulu, Twan D, the student.
What's happening, man? We back.
Hey, man, y'all had a great fucking segment, man.
Super dope. It was super dope.
I liked it.
CJ mentioned a couple times how, while he is PR trained, he's not used to cameras. He's not the most comfortable in front of cameras. This is not what he set out to do when he wrote the book. But you look comfortable as shit.
I just knew it was something that has to get done, so I got to step up on all angles, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I didn't sit in on the segment, there was a couple things that stood out to me. So I wanted to shout you out for discussing time reflection and why we don't reflect more frequently. And I wanted to say, I'm a victim of that myself. Like, a lot of the times, man, heavy moments in life are what make me make a decision. And I obviously that's the case for a lot of people. And so it's refreshing. It's a reminder. We talk openly as men a lot, me and him, about the importance of being present, being aware of what's going on around you, and being present with or being aware of what's happening in your own life. And so I deal with depression. I have mental health issues. I don't think it's an issue at all, but I have depression.
Hey, listen, man. Not for nothing, I've struggled with depression. I've seen a shrink in the past.
Okay.
I've done all the above, man. I've sat in dark rooms staring at a wall for hours. I relate to everything you just mentioned.
Yeah.
There's a way around getting past that, and I feel like self-reflection is the easiest method of doing so, because the more we reflect, the more we are more comfortable with our surroundings. But if we only reflect, let's say, every 90 days, that's a 90-day catch-up.
Right. And it can get dark, man.
And a lot happens. A lot can happen in any duration of time, whether it's 2 days or 200 days.
Right.
That's a lot of things for your mind to process and digest and swallow the truth with. So I feel like if we reflect weekly, and especially whenever some real stuff happens, we're able to move on to it faster versus being someone they say, oh, that person's broken. Well, they're broken because they haven't had a time to reflect and digest the process of events that's happened in their life.
Yeah. And, I never really thought to do it more often because a lot of the times, like, so much time will go by and the burden of, whether it's guilt, whether it's just me going through my mind and saying, these are the things that I've done wrong, or these are all the could have, the woulda, coulda, shoulda moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just got to either put it on paper. I went back there seeing my therapist just because, not for nothing, and this is important for me. I've only shared it with a couple people, but maybe a week ago I had to call my mom in the middle of the night. And like, it's tough to say, but it is what it is. Like, I was ready to die. Like, I didn't feel like life was worth living anymore. And like, you can look at,
you gotta call me, man.
Yeah, you can look from the outside and be like, yo, this shit's
calling
cool.
me, man.
Well, it was just
gotta call me, man.
It was a weird time of day when everything just hit me, and it hit me so hard, like I felt suffocated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thank my mom for being there for me in the middle of the night. Mom was there, and like, I appreciate it. But the reason why I'm sharing this, and I know that it's going to be viewed by other people, is because
we here, man. We
like,
different.
And people relate.
I'm not
it.
ashamed. Like,
and it's relatable, man.
Right.
Transparency is a beautiful thing, and it's a thing that's not often practiced enough.
Yeah.
Especially in our community.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we need to be transparent with each other. You know what I mean? It's okay because, and there's 9 times out of 10, whatever you feel like you're going through, a million people will be able to relate to where you might say, damn, I might be one of the few here.
Right.
But out of all the people sharing it on Facebook, out of all the people watching it on YouTube, there's going to be thousands of people that are going to be like, Vern, I was there too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to subscribe to your podcast now because they touched a topic where I couldn't share it amongst my friends in my neighborhood the same way you felt that you didn't share it amongst your friends in your neighborhood because you look around, it's not going on with nobody else. But once you share it abroad to the world, people are going to hit you up maybe in your comments and say, yo, I was there too. You know what I'm saying?
We got a brother on the line that said he love you expressing yourself.
You know what I mean? And there's going to be people that's going to be like, damn, man, like, I fuck with that person now, like, for what it is. Deeper, like, I was entertained by the current events they spoke about, but now, like, you touched me. Now I fuck with you. And that's what makes superstars differ from just regular stars.
That's right.
Because the superstars touch the masses. The stars just, they're there, but superstars, people like gravitate and they say, I live, I experienced, you gave me a piece of you and I'm going to give you that back because, damn, I went through the same exact thing.
Yeah. And it's dope having unconditional love, man. So, if not for like the presence of my son, like I had the gun like right next to me. Mm-hmm. Like I could have just boom and been done. But it was for, his life and my mom just needing me, or at least making me feel like they needed me. While I'm here to do episode 34.
And shit, man, and you never even know too, like maybe the universe brought it all together to where Twan reached out and said, yo, I want to have you on our segment of your motivational book, which related to me talking about this, which related to you bringing up something that you didn't bring up in the past.
That's right.
That related to someone saying on Twan's live feed, I love you for sharing that. And it's just a pattern of things that led to the release that makes everybody feel much better, you know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't come here and y'all just did y'all regular podcast and we didn't speak on a certain depth, you may not have reached that level of depth. You might have just kept it inside. Yeah. And then the person that's watching the live feed that may watch it every fucking week may still have that secret inside them too. But now you're able to share it, and then someone else can type on their phone comfortably and say, I love you for saying that. It's a beautiful thing.
I think that's a big, and he know I'm like, for me, I'm like Superman, man. I want to save all my family. This is my brother. Like, we grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
still growing up together.
Right. Like, it's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? We on this venture together. Our kids growing up together. Like this, a lot of artists and actors and entertainers separated because of that reason. And for me to still have that relationship. So when I hear that information, I get in like protective mode. But it just let me know, like, as a friend and as a brother, man, we gotta reach out to our brothers. Oh man,
and I agree. And
you
I
know,
feel like
we can't just take like, okay, I see him once a week. Like I feel like that's enough. Like it's my guy. Like it keeps me connected. But I just need to holler at him on some, hey man, you straight. Like my brother called me yesterday. Say, yeah man, I'm just checking on you. That's all it was.
What is
real,
that?
man.
What is that?
He was like, I'm just checking on you, bro.
And because of y'all platform and people are gonna love you for the material that you guys continuously put out.
Shout out to Amoy.
But at least bi-weekly or once a month, you guys need to have these type of segments where episodes that's talking personal stuff. Because you already have your crowd of people that love y'all for this, but there's still the underworld of individuals who yearn for this rehabilitation of the mind and the soul. Absolutely. To get put out there into the universe so that they can say, "Fuck, this is the chicken noodle soup that I need."
I feel like you need your own show. Like right now, I feel like
he's that guy, man. Hey, we gonna have him on like they be having Ozzy Osbourne. What's supposed to do? Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
He gonna be our Dr. Oz. Goddamn.
Let me say, man, because I never want to take money away from anybody, but some people got enough. So let me just say, can we stop subscribing to Steve Harvey being our answer? Because we got answers right here in our own community, like right here that I can touch.
Can't fit in the Steve Harvey suit.
Like I could touch this man right here, in a positive way, man. This is dope.
But this is what we do. Like this isn't me speaking. This is the energy. Right. I came in here. I'm sweating right now, my brother. I don't know
is
what
hot,
I'm
though.
doing.
That's how I keep it.
It's so light.
But the energies that we're stirring up, I'm comfortable around Lulu. I'm comfortable around Vern. Comfortable around Twan. Yeah. And the people that are watching are comfortable. That's why your shares are going up at an enormous rate. Because they hearing the truth, they seeing the truth. You know what I mean? I want these people to walk away and they say, yo, what do you aspire to be? Are you inspired yet? If not, what do we have to do to inspire you? You know what I'm saying?
Aspire to inspire, baby.
Amen.
What do you aspire to be in this world?
Yeah.
What's keeping you from becoming that individual? It's you. You know what I'm saying? Stop waiting until next week. Stop waiting until a certain date. Start today. And sacrifice. What have you sacrificed? The same way I say I reflect because I say if I want to become this 6-figure individual one day or this high 6-figure individual, if Russell Simmons walks into a room or if whoever you admire walks into a room and you get the opportunity to converse with them, do you think today you carry the work ethic and the mental discipline in comparison to theirs?
Wow.
And the answer is no. Step your fucking game up. Because if I met the person that I look up to today, I'll say the only thing separating us is you have the status that I don't have. We share the same thing. I meditate. I'm up at 5:30. I don't have to be up. I do everything that you do. I'm just not a millionaire yet.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? But I have the same exact work ethic. If you said, can I job shadow you for a day and keep up to 24 hours, I'll leave you tired.
Wow.
Because I'm ready for it. And I need you guys out there to be ready for whatever it is that you aspire to be the same. Because we hold the future in our hands. You know what I'm saying? We can make or shift the economy based on what we do today ourselves. Instead of blaming, damn, the economy's fucked up or this is messed up. It's because we got to be in control of that, but we have to aspire to get empowered. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't care that nobody see this back to back. Somebody on the live earlier was like, "You posting that up like we can read that." Your mama.
Post it closer.
We gonna post it closer. You telling me you can't see that? That say seize the night to light your darkness. Come on, man.
Look, I really hate to water you down at this point, but man, let's have.
I think he down. I think he down, man. You know, you say ask CJ if he down. I think he down, brother.
Yeah, we did lose 2 legends this week, or notable legends. Jerry Lewis, famous comedian Jerry Lewis, the Nutty Professor, the original.
Wow, I didn't know that. I was so big on Dick Gregory.
Yeah, Dick Gregory. That's the other thing, man. I saved him for last just because Dick Gregory meant so much to our community.
Right. But we can talk about Jerry.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to shout him out.
Yes.
And same with Dick Gregory. A lot of people are impacted. You know, a lot of the people that I look up to. I do look up to Charlemagne the God. A lot of comedians that I follow. A lot of the guys. And Dick Gregory. I don't know how long it's been because I've only been like in tune to him speaking on social issues only recently. But that guy was a cool dude, man. And he spoke on social issues, but he was funny about how to a point where I don't even know if he was serious sometimes, man. Because he talked about black people going missing and them being on like the super Earth and shit like that. Like I was.
You gotta watch him when he's sitting down.
Yeah, he's a very bright dude and just thinks
That's
so far outside of the box. And I'm like, maybe that's why I feel crazy. Because like the world that I'm in, like people like, yo, nigga, what are you on? Like your life is good.
Yeah,
what
it's
are
just
you on? And I think I'm way out of the box at this point.
But that's okay too, man, because you got to remember everybody's definition of whatever it is different. So people are going to assume, hey, man, Vern is good because their perception of what they see from you. But your own self-perception of what you think you should be at or whatever makes you happy or sad, that's contingent upon you, not them.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? That's like a fine line that we have to, you know what I mean, when we pass judgment or we pass constructive criticism onto our friends and our neighbors, that we just always have to remember that their definition and my definition of the same thing is two different things, and that doesn't mean that their truth is a lie and my truth is truth.
Yes.
Everyone's truth is truth because everyone's world is their own world. I just happen to be sharing it, for example, right now with you, but we all have our own specific world that we live in.
Yes,
right.
man. Yes. R.I.P. Dick Gregory. Actually, it's funny, man. 2 days before his passing, I was watching a video on him speaking about the real reason why they killed Martin. And he had some video clips, and it was very deep, man. So y'all Google it. That's all I'm gonna say from now on. I'm gonna say some shit, and then I'm gonna say Google it.
Do your Googles.
Do your
That's what I'm
homework.
gonna say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say some shit and say Google it. And so to be, you know, at this point, an ancestor, our ancestors, one of our elders, and that's another thing that we got to get to, man. We got to get to guiding the youth to our elders. You know, the one thing that I'm proud about is I can go back and still look at Brother Dick Gregory, and he can still teach me those things. You know what I'm saying? He can still teach me those things. So, R.I.P. Dick Gregory.
R.I.P. to that lunar eclipse.
Like
Man, listen, man. I'm tired of Negroes.
Solar eclipse.
My apologies, solar eclipse. It came and went so fast. It was like my first time having sex.
Bro, listen, the first thing about it, the first part of it is we will never on this side of the planet experience shit going all the way dark. So I don't even know why people are just looking up in the sun. That's literally like me looking up in the lights right now. I'm like, y'all know this happens like every other day in Florida because we have thunderstorms. Like it get more dark during a thunderstorm than a damn lunar eclipse.
I mean, I was excited for it, but I was a little disappointed. Like I thought it was black. Right. I thought it'd be a black thing over the sun. No.
Teachers was texting parents
with the glasses.
If you want to get your kids early from school. I'm not lying. Leia had to spend.
It was so they can experience.
Leia had to spend the whole. She had to spend the rest of her school day in fifth period. She got 7 periods.
That's
now
so
here's why
stupid.
though. They were afraid that because of this phenomenon that only happens ever so often, that kids would go out and try to stare at it and see if they could see it.
Well, I did that 3 times.
And I'm not blind. It was coming.
True.
I'm not blind. I looked straight at it.
Once kids are aware of something, if you tell them, "Oh, the sun is going to be blocked by the moon," like as an adult, I'm like, "Oh." You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, like I was like, all right, cool. They're gonna keep all the kids in class. That's what they did for my son's school. They were like, you know, from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock, all the kids are gonna be staying inside. There's no recess after that time. And I was like, I'm cool.
Bro, okay, let me ask you a question.
But shout out to number 45 for staring right at it like a G. Shout out to 45 for staring at it.
We're not shouting out 45.
We are not, no.
We're not shouting out 45 unless it's Michael in 90, what was it, 5 when he came back, 4 when he came back. That's the only 45 we recognize up in here is Michael, and even then we say he wasn't the real Michael. So we probably don't even recognize the 45. But anyway, shout out to people that was all going crazy over some shit that they didn't even see.
Well, I mean, it did go dark in Tennessee. The ones that got 100%.
Yeah, right.
It did, but not like pitch black. But it got dark.
But it was 100% for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's.
But still, that's cool. That's
super
still
dope.
Cool.
The shit we went through. That's whack. I got more excitement with a hurricane coming.
Yeah, we only got 80%.
That is true because no work.
I don't care nothing about that. You got some good stuff over here.
Did y'all hear the Rap Radar interview with Jay-Z?
Yes,
part 1.
not here. I thought it was part 1. I thought it was part 1. I saw the whole thing. I saw the entire hour and 9 minutes.
No, that's part 1.
I know it was not part 1. You could tell how the way it ended.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way it ended that they was having another part.
Okay.
They officially put it out that they have another part?
No, part 2 hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell the way it ended.
Because they called it part 1. It's labeled part 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hove ended it to where you got more. I'm gonna start.
Go for it.
First off, this is what happens when you rarely speak. You know, Hove rarely speak. I think the last time Hove spoke was on Angie Martinez or like Breakfast Club a couple of years ago.
Strategic though, man.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Is it Rap Radar on the title?
Rap Radar is now under title. Shout out to B Dot and what's my man?
Ellie. I don't want to say his name, but I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I still think Hove, you got to give Drink Champs an interview, Hove. It's for the culture. It's responsible.
But that's where strategy comes into play because
Absolutely.
that goes without saying that it should go to Drink Champs.
Not this interview,
but just any interview he does. But
yeah,
it went to Rap Radar.
Yeah, Rap Radar's on top. This interview, this interview was more so personal about the album. Drink Champs will more so be about the history of him and hip hop history and stuff like that. But I really liked the vulnerability. Obviously, he's got good in practice, right? He's been doing this since Magna Carta with the little clips.
Well, but I also think
So
there's a
he's-
level of control when Rap Radar is under your umbrella, right?
No,
So-
they asked him anything they wanted to.
I don't think
To a degree.
Not anything.
I
Degree.
Not
didn't hear
anything.
the interview at all, but I don't think Rap Radar had control because of Hove. I think Hove only did it solely because of it being on the title.
Yeah.
Right.
Period, in my opinion.
But
So
that-
I feel like that was a business move all the way around to bring Rap Radar's viewings up because Hove doesn't do interviews really barely ever at all.
Right.
Nah, but he gonna do it on Tidal, and the thing about it is that was their 8th episode period on Tidal. I didn't even realize until I was watching the interview, Rap Radar's not on Tidal because obviously
I knew that.
because I'm a Drink Champs follower.
I am too, but I didn't watch the interview. But as soon as I heard that Rap Radar's on the title, that made sense as to why he's on
As to why he did the interview. So what are your thoughts about the interview? I loved it.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job to
I love the
clarify.
Kanye part.
Yeah, the Kanye part, but to clarify a lot of the misinformation that's out there right now, or the information that's out there, it's always important for me to hear from the source. You know what I mean? Because everything else is just a rumor until the source speaks on it. The Kanye Jay relationship thing I thought was really important.
What do you say about that?
Yes, speak on
just
that.
Because I always hear Kanye's point of view, but I never hear his.
No, Jay came across very ignorant and pompous to a degree where he said, there are some things that maybe I have done to bother Ye. But it's like, bro, you don't know what those things are because when he got on stage, he said, Jay, our kids haven't even played together. That's one. You know what I'm saying? Like, when his wife, he said, call me, Jay.
But that's what he said. He admitted that. He said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish, and I'm going to take the contract.
It made it seem like, I don't really know why Ye is so upset and butthurt, because like he said, we've dealt with other things. We've beefed before.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. Shit, he wrote Big Brother. I executive produced that album.
Right.
Like Kanye, even though that song was dedicated and saying, this is my big brother, I love you.
He kind of threw a couple back
He
in.
showed how
Yeah, he did in that song.
how slick Jay do shit. We've always known that Jay is a master businessman. He is.
That's what you call it.
He's the original Ghost. Like, he's gonna make moves.
I gotta
that
watch
fit
Power.
him.
I gotta get on Power. You can't say shit like that.
About this.
I gotta get on Power now, man. I gotta do this.
CJ, think about this.
We
right?
was complaining about this earlier.
I know.
We discussed Ghost early. What
I'm not a Ghost advocate. Like I said, man.
when you look at the show and you consider everything that's going on in Power, wouldn't it make sense that Ghost is a little bit built around the Jay-Z persona?
I can see it. I can see
I
it.
don't want to compare
The corner hustler that goes legit but still does like hood shit to backbite the man right next to
I
him.
don't know, man, because I wasn't in Hope's shoes, but like I don't like the
Of course,
comparison because at the end of the day, I'm gonna always say Ghost went behind Tommy's back to put his mans in jail, which is Kane.
Dame.
And that's his man's with Tommy. How you gonna put your other man in jail? That's not
How you squeeze
Solid.
Dame out?
that's not thorough.
Hey,
But Dame-
wait a
but-
minute.
but-
Hold on.
but-
Dame got an interview. It's documented. Dame is walking into an office with an interview that he thinks, with a meeting that he thinks Hove knows nothing about. When later on, come to find out, he's looking like an asshole, and Hove knows.
If we're gonna go into the Dame thing again, if we
I love Dame.
I love Dame too, but if we accrue and if you the boss and I'm the underboss, whatever, and there comes another crew that the boss has a little bit of friction about, you don't have the authority as the underboss to go and put them niggas in position as bosses. Like you going against the grain. So yeah, I love Dame, but don't forget what are 48 laws of power, like never outshine the master.
Somebody said there's some similarities.
You know what I'm saying? Never outshine the master. In my opinion, which is Jay, you can't have Dame make the decision of putting Cam and him as presidents against Jay's back. Jay's gonna be like, yo, my nigga, it's cool, but how you gonna make that move when I'm the head?
I feel that.
I agree with that.
So when it crumbles, I
agree.
can see why. But if they're joined at the hip and on some real thorough shit, Dame should have known off the dribble to never make that move. The same way I say, cool, Ghost is the shit, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But if it's Ghost, Kanan, and Tommy, and them niggas is three solid individuals, the three musketeers, I don't care how you word it to me, Ghost can't go set up Kanan to get him locked up and not even tell Tommy. And even if he told Tommy, Tommy wouldn't be thorough neither. Because how we come up together, we setting our mans up. That's not thorough.
I'm going to tell you this. You know who I'm going to blame on this? I'm going to blame that woman. It's B-Fall.
Nah,
it's B-Fall. It's all B-Fall. It's all, you went on vacation with B.
Oh, I thought you said Tasha.
He started acting new. You know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I done put the story together, goddamn it.
All right.
Hove started acting brand new when he got with B and started getting in a different light.
Okay.
And instead of communicating correctly and saying, hey, this is where I want to go. If y'all want to go, boom. If not, Dame, I know what you on. Woo woo. But, okay, I love 444. But you know the knock I give on it?
What's that?
He sounds like Dame the whole fucking album.
And
he is saying the exact same things that Dame Dash was trying to tell him. Don't use let's own our own shit. Woo, woo, woo. Now I understand what your thought process is. Infiltrate, right? Because that's what Mr. Chang said in the Dr. Farragher interview.
But where they started
process.
Rockefeller at, like that could have been the vision of both of them. Dame might have been the vocal point at it,
right.
But rewind to the 90s when that shit started. Reasonable Doubt came out.
Yeah.
That's like early 90s. They came in with six figures owning their shit.
Right.
But to go to the length of where he's preaching it now in 444 talking about y'all still signing deals, they didn't have the financial backing to that extreme power in 92 as he has now.
Yeah, but what we're talking about is Dame being a visionary. Dame understood, we're here because we own our own shit.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, Leor Cohen, and I'm gonna say it because we ain't on a platform big enough for him to shut me down. Leor Cohen, the same person that he was trying to eliminate from the hip hop game, has now got all the way up to owning YouTube Music. Okay, as he stated, Leor Cohen can't go in his culture and manipulate beefs. If Migos had beef with Leor Cohen, Migos, how much of a generational gap is that? You talking about presidents to represent me and Bad and Bougie. And they had a problem with Leor Cohen. So what he was trying to, and now what he's saying on this album, peace Jimmy Iovine, but he gotta respect the woo woo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, wait, I love
the black Hebrew.
Yeah, I love it. But Hove, you sounding late.
Yeah.
No,
you sounding pretty late. Wait. I'm not saying because he's since their presidents, he's always been on some boss shit. And every time Hove had an album drop, he always reflected bait. You always seen Hove like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, let me say this.
I was pushing the 60s when the 5s was out.
I agree, but for the people that the rap conspiracies and all this, that, and the third, could Hove have spit that same shit on Hard Knock Life Volume 2? Could he have said? Could he?
I don't like none of the volumes.
It's not about liking the album. It's the time frame.
It's where you're at that time.
And where he's at in his career.
Will that message be
could
received?
Hov have talked about fuck the Federal Bureau? Could he have said these powerful statements in 1999 where he was at currently in his career? No. With the level of ownership he had, the shares he had. No, he would have said it, and they would have marginalized his ass out of the rap game.
When you get a chance,
because of the power that he has now,
right?
He's able to say it, and even if they disagree with
what did he say on the interview?
He has too much power.
What did he say on the rap radio interview? in regards to him speaking on ownership and black excellence. What did he say?
He said realistically, he's been doing it from the beginning.
Thank you.
Every single album.
But it's been subtle. All I'm saying is what he sounds like on this album.
What I just said was
like it's Dame.
And what you said, I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying just went over the head because he couldn't have been vocal about it in '99.
Okay, fair enough.
Because he didn't have the backing. They had the money, they whatever, but he didn't have the power.
But we're talking about 2002 when the dynasty broke up.
Either way,
that was the power. He had it. Hov came into the power.
Right, but I think right now, like what CJ said,
I'm talking about like
he's elevated so high.
He had the power then, but he didn't have the power of record labels to the point where if them niggas really go out and say whatever the fuck they want, that nigga would either be a part of a conspiracy of getting killed or he'd have been blackballed out.
But what happened is this: Dame, Jay Prince, and Irv Gotti was conspiring to have an all-black distribution label.
And it didn't happen.
It's no coincidence that Rockefeller breaks up, Murder Inc. gets infiltrated, and Jay Prince ends up in the shit that he ends up. That's no coincidence. And we can get in a deeper subject Jay
Prince is subtle.
Right, but
and he's still, if not more financially empowered now.
I think what we're looking at,
because
we've talked
Jay Prince.
But could you imagine an all-black music distribution?
And this is what I'm saying. I'm with you.
Dame was trying to weed out the Jews in the rap business.
But they didn't have the power then.
They did have the power.
That's what you think. That's why he got shut down.
Right. You can't have the power when you get shut down. Like he's saying, over the course of time, and we've had this discussion.
The reason why the reason why I got shut down? I'm gonna tell you the reason why I got shut down. The same thing that always happens with us. It was division amongst us.
Right.
Hov and Dame wasn't seeing eye to eye. Murder Inc. had beef with Old Boy. And Rap-A-Lot, you already know how they is.
But check this out. Who could shut down Jay-Z today?
Nobody.
No one.
And there wasn't a power. There wasn't the power of independence back then as there is now.
Yeah, but Dame was a visionary.
Of course, but they didn't have the vision intact then, though. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying he was subtle then as to now because there wasn't streaming back then. There wasn't independent. The only thing they had was like Koch Records, blah, 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 blah. But the truth to how much independent money he was getting back then wasn't where he's at now. If Jay was worth however many hundreds of millions back then, yeah, he could have did it. He wasn't worth it then, though.
But yeah,
they were worth a lot of money, but they didn't have the power. Like they would have got shut down. Back then, you was purchasing mixtapes off the internet.
Right.
Facts.
So
if he would have came out the gates back then, they would have shut. He wouldn't have made it.
I mean, obviously they shut it down.
He can do it now. He can do it now because he.
But guess what? The problem is guys like Leo Cohen and Julie Julie Greenwald. They're too big now. Julie Greenwald is an executive of Revolt.
But they're too big. They're bigger than Hov. Before we run out of time, here's the thing. Here's why they're not so big, right?
We can't run out of time. We got to talk about Kyrie.
We're gonna go to the next portion of the video recording. But here's what I'm saying to just to end this, right? While you say these guys are too big, now these young guys have options. They don't have to go to them. They could go to Jay.
But the thing is, we behind on that.
No, we're not behind.
Why not? He giving Fat Joe a deal.
Listen.
Fat Joe should have been at a deal.
Okay, but like CJ said,
Jim Jones, he re-signing niggas he had beef with.
What are we talking about? We're talking about seize the night right now. This is where we're at right now. Seize this moment, and with this moment, Rock Nation allows people to come in, own your masters, create your own lane.
I love it. So I don't want nobody to think.
So it didn't happen 10 years ago. But it's happening right now.
Okay,
let's embrace that.
You know I embrace it. This is why I love the album.
Yeah.
But the reason why we're able to see a video of Dame running up in offices is because he was a visionary and he knew everything was going to go to visual.
Yeah.
The problem with Dame was I agree with everything Dame did.
He was recording everything because he knew eventually people was going to record everything.
I agree with everything Dame did. His method of delivery just was terrible. He had to articulate it. He had to articulate it in a way that people would be receptive to.
Can I ask you a question?
He just went too fast.
How did you talk to people at 23? Now imagine with millions. That's all I'm gonna say.
And that's still a justification. It's still a crutch.
Huh? Dame wasn't 23.
You think he lying? You think he lying his age?
Wait, Dame wasn't 23.
But
Jay was 25 when he dropped his first album.
Here's what I'm gonna counter that argument real quick with 20 seconds left. His last Breakfast Club interview was identically the same at whatever age he's at now that as it was 10, 15 years ago.
Fair enough.
Boom.
My man. Hey, listen, that's why we got the guests on the show. Guests can come up here and shut my black ass, loud ass up.
Facts.
Maybe the best podcast.
Mr. Cole.
Oh God.
No.
Mr. Cole.
Let me just say what I've been saying. I'm gonna be very consistent.
Mr. Cole.
Shout out to rape culture.
No.
Are you kidding
Mr.
me?
Cole. Mr. Cole.
Shitting that. Look,
Mr. Cole.
at no point ever is it okay. But goddamn, bro, like you already did time over this shit.
6 motherfucking years.
What?
Been
At
so
some point, it's like
long.
She owed him money.
it don't.
Yeah.
No, see.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Whoa. You can't get knocked for the same shit.
No.
The first time, that was the problem. His hairstylist was stealing money from him. He found out, so I think he made him give like head to him and all his homeboys. So you went from being a victim to a criminal and all in one act. So you mean to tell me that he did the exact same thing?
Well, I mean,
Man, you gotta understand, man.
No.
When I say understand, you gotta let me finish my sentence.
Seriously.
You can't be cutting people off on
I
that.
understand that. Like, I don't agree with what he did. I'm just saying that you gotta understand people's tendencies and their ways or their ways. When a person's a savage, like that instinct comes out.
He was in all. He should have got.
I don't agree with anything he did. I'm just saying that. But if someone's trained to do this or their instinct tells them that, like, what do you think is going to happen when you place them in that environment?
Right.
I don't agree with none of the shit he did. I'm just saying, like,
So
if he did it once, I'm not surprised if he did it twice.
You New Orleans
If he had the
artists,
proof-
you New Orleans artists gonna understand what
If
Bootsy
he had
be
the
telling
proof,
y'all.
he
Y'all
just
better leave.
said something.
Even with all of
Y'all
that,
better leave New Orleans.
even with all that, if instinctually Mr. Cool's go-to play is rape. Whoa.
Well, you know, it's not like that.
I don't get it.
First off,
Sexual assault.
These motherfuckers, okay. Look,
Same
if
thing.
you and visual director babe get in an argument and y'all in the room and the door is closed, okay, and she said, I don't want to talk no more. I'm done. And you be like, nah, you're gonna stay and we're gonna finish this conversation.
No.
Whoa, hold on. Let's just say you ain't doing nothing crazy. You just like, nah. So you don't want to talk to me now? Nah, you ain't gonna talk to me. Nah, you ain't gonna leave.
Kidnapping.
That is false imprisonment, bro.
Yes.
Do you know how big that word is?
It's
Technically, all you wanted to do was say, don't storm off. Don't storm off. Let's finish the conversation. So what I'm saying is,
The mic is picking you up, my brother.
it was wrong. But I don't think it's my fault. I don't think it's I'm peeking. I don't think it's to the level of what the crime is, but it's like, damn, Mystical. Okay, somebody stealing money from you again. But why you gotta go that route?
Right. Well, look, I think it's logical. You gonna steal money from me? You gonna eat my ass.
Why you ain't say give me head?
I know.
Like,
Because Mystical ain't just you can get hair from anybody. You know what I'm saying? But when people owe you money,
think he making the booty?
If somebody owes you money, he
people
might
eat your
booty.
money.
With this, man.
Why, man?
When people owe you money,
What's the
you
next
go
topic
to.
here, man?
Can we? All right. So
Mystical wasn't even the topic.
So, no, we was on some music shit though. But so before we go to the Kyrie subject, can I just shout out 2 Chainz? So 2 Chainz broke his leg. Before,
Yes.
at the
I
beginning of
saw
August.
that.
My dog was in that pink look.
And his doctors told him that, look, man, your leg broke. You're gonna need to sit down for a minute. You should go ahead and cancel your tour. His management told him go ahead and cancel his tour. And 2 Chainz, man, like this is just a salute to his grind and his hustle. And the reason why he is where he is today is because of the decision he made with this tour. He said, you know what? We got the pink trap house. Pretty girls like trap. I'm gonna get me a sexy nurse to push me around and a fucking pink wheelchair, and we gonna make this tour happen because my fans deserve it. Like I'm like,
And it's a marketing
that type
tool,
of muscle.
man.
True, but
Of course, I agree with what you're saying.
With your
He's
book-
adding the addition that is the marketing
Right,
tool,
your book-
and it makes sense to do it.
everything makes sense. Like just having you on and then having that, like everything just kind of worked out tonight, man. Like the energy
making
is
something out of nothing. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like the no excuse mentality.
But to also
even
have the
Trap House, he had
mindset,
it as a HIV clinic for a day.
HIV
Yeah.
clinic, a church, like it was a little bit of everything. But to have the mindset to say,
To capitalize on that.
no matter what my circumstances are,
Shout out to him and
We gonna
whoever
make
his
shit
team
happen.
was, 'cause if
Respect.
it wasn't him, it was his team. But yeah, they have.
hey man,
I think his idea and his team executed it. like, you know what? I do still want to perform. You got to remember, the first time Drake ever performed last, Best I Ever Had, he had just messed up his ACL. Right. And they had him on a stool on the BET Awards. Yeah. And he was...
But see, I get changed a lot of the credit because, like he said, like he grew up under the DTP umbrella watching Lulu do his thing, and he could have just sat back and been fine. Look at Lil Fate. Where is Lil Fate?
2 Chainz jumped over the jump, man.
No, but I'm saying, where's Lil Fate? Where's Chingy? Where's Shauna? Where's any other artist? It was because 2 Chainz had the mind. Like, he was a hustler. Like he said, man, I was selling dime bags. You know what I'm saying? I was selling weed. I was just a little weed man. He was never a big hustler, but he always knew how to make the play that worked for him. And like he said, man, at some point he just took all his money and was like, all the weed I was selling, I took my money, I bought a tour bus and put a studio on my tour bus and figure I'm gonna figure out how to eat off this.
Right.
So salute to his hustle, because I think he's always trying to figure out how can I make this advantageous for what I'm trying to do moving forward. So shout out to Chainz, man. Titty boy.
Laying for that. Y'all niggas laying
man,
for that.
Can you get the remote and off this? Because I just really wanted to plug maybe the best, but whoever this is getting that free promo right now, we don't need.
Who the hell is this fool?
Video game nerds.
No, don't call them video game nerds. You know, people are eating off of video games.
Yo, that's one of my favorite hobbies.
Yo.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in the kitchen.
My brother-in-law does that. He has his own channel, and he does video games.
You can make money. Yeah, man. Like, so there was Chainz. I had asked a question to our visual director Bay earlier this week, man. Where's Drake? We haven't heard from Drake in a minute.
Good.
It's a very good thing.
Good.
But I was just...
He did say something. I was listening to one of his songs. He said something about a hiatus to 2008 till 2018.
I am happy.
So he's sticking to his word, and I cannot find a remote.
It's in the kitchen over there to the left somewhere.
That's good. Drake need to peace out. After that More Life shit, he just need to Lil Wayne it a little bit and highlight OVO. OVO's great. I was listening to Majid Jordan album the other day. There's no reason more people should not know how great that album is, man.
Yeah.
The album's dope. And I was listening to Division. Division just dropped 2 new ones. Think About Me and Don't Choose. And they're fucking dope.
Those were a couple months ago though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but you know, it's like, bro, why are you like? They're fire artists.
Yeah,
like I'm not talking about like
they are.
They're fire, bro. Like they're fire.
What are you listening to right now?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't really keep up with anything on TV. My phone has a whole bunch of old Cash Money stuff. I got a whole bunch of Twister, Do or Die.
Wow,
You know what I'm
saying? We could do that all day.
Project Pat, things of that nature, or like Mobb Deep, Nori. I listen to a lot of old stuff right now because I know it's timeless. With this internet age, like music comes out it's too frequent for me to keep up. Like I don't have time to give certain artists a try.
Yeah.
Because of my lifestyle's too fast paced, worrying about what I need to worry about. So I just listen to people that I already know is gonna appease my ears. Unless I come here and I get introduced to music force and I'm like, oh, it's dope, then I'll give it a try. But I've never listened to like a Lil Uzi Vert.
You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, for real.
Like Yachty. I've never listened to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Not because I don't like it. I don't have time to give it a try.
They also probably they don't make music for you.
Yeah, I listen. I fuck with Budden too. I think it's nice.
Hey, shout out to Budden. What are you on, Lulu?
I know Russ just came out with a new song a couple days ago. I saw on SoundCloud.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Russ?
Yeah. That was good. This new artist, well, I don't know if she's new, but her name's Sabrina Claudio.
Okay, not familiar.
Yeah.
Should I be?
I heard one of her sleepers on Joe's podcast.
Okay.
And her album, I think, has like 8 songs on it. It's pretty good.
So, like you, I don't really check for new guys. Whatever's like popping on Tidal, I'll take a look at it. So like of new artists that I've just recently like got a hold of, I would say Belly. Belly's new project is really fucking dope. Like
I've heard of him, I've never listened.
Yeah, he's actually really dope.
Yeah, he's a Rock Nation artist.
Okay, I like him. But BB Borelli just dropped a new EP. It's 4 songs, live in studio, super dope. And then outside of that, I'm Royce the 5'9", Joe Budden. I'm listening to all. I fuck with like Dave East. He's dope. Okay.
Dave East just dropped a new one actually.
Yeah, is it good? I didn't hear it yet.
Man, it's getting ready.
Who I listen to a lot too, Mozzie from the West Coast. I listen to like Nipsey Hussle too.
Yeah, like
I think Mozzie's dope.
You know, speaking of the West Coast, I want to give an artist a shout out that I just can't stop listening to his album, man. Amine.
Okay.
You know, I think Amine has like he's the one that Caroline Fine as hell. Like,
Oh,
that's him.
yeah.
Listen, dude is dope. Like,
Really?
do not sleep on no commercial ass radio. Eclectic, can sing. Okay? He got Charlie Wilson on like 3 songs.
Okay.
First name Charlie.
Yeah, it's like weird. Like, that's weird. That's a weird collaboration. You know what I mean? But so Amine, man, has really impressed me. And you know, that's what I like. You know me.
Yeah.
I like following you before you blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to, like, I remember. So, like, when I see Weeknd and Drake and all these guys, it's like, yeah, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I do, man. You know, I just like finding the new stuff, man. So, SoundCloud, a lot of places.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, too, I listened to East 1999 Eternally 2 days ago, too. And The Art of War, I had that. Like, I listen to a lot of old stuff, man.
Those
Me
are
too.
2 great albums. 2 great albums. I think.
Y'all hear that? Hey,
Who was the
listen,
greatest rap group of all time? Real quick. Like, obviously, we got Bone. You got the Locks. What other like great rap groups?
I think I
were
can
there?
never answer that because
Slaughterhouse,
I'm
but
such a
they're
fan
kind
of
of
so
newish.
many. I'm a fan of too many different artists.
I see it.
I feel like it wouldn't be fair.
The Wu-Tang.
That's
like
that too. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if I
Onyx.
name something, then you'll come up with something. I'm like, damn, I discredited them.
yeah.
You know?
I'll say it.
All right, who's your
Everything.
favorite?
I don't
Bone
have
Thugs
favorites of
for you.
anything.
Okay.
But everybody you just named, they're like up there with me though.
Bone Thugs and Harmony
Yeah.
is the best rap group ever of all time. I say that to say, to this day, you hear their influence more than any other rap group. This quote unquote mumble rap, these cadences, this that's Bone Thugs and Harmony to its core.
Shout out to Crucial
And
Conflict.
They what?
Them too.
And they need to salute my guys, give my guys their rightful place in history for real though.
Smoking on hay.
Because they are the best 4-man plus group since NWA.
4-man plus, because sometimes flesh. Shout out to I don't want to say because Bone. I would think Bone holds the mantle for me as well, but low key, like my second favorite rap group is the Saint Lunatics. Like Saint Lunatics have never put out, and they've only put out 3 albums, but they always got like that perfect bounce, like, and when you looking for something outside of just whatever, like. Everything we do, like all the energy that we respond to, like is set for a moment in time, or like a just a moment, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My mindset sometimes just need that fucking bounce, and like Nelly's always delivered. And so when you got Ali, you got Murphy Lee, you know what I'm saying? Like them boys was lit, bro. I like the St. Lunatics. So Free City, City Free. What's up?
Man, Free City.
Kyrie Irving, I think that was the last topic I had, and then whatever else we want to discuss. I don't know how much time we have, but Cleveland traded Kyrie Irving, and in return they got Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, New Jersey Nets 2018 Brooklyn Nets, my bad. Brooklyn Nets 2018 first round unprotected pick, and they gonna be trash, so that's a top 5 pick.
D'Angelo Russell said he want people to hate him.
And somebody else. And they got somebody else. Like, god damn. Who won the trade?
Well, I was gonna ask that.
I personally believe it's a wash.
Well, the Golden State Warriors won the trade because they're going to win no matter what. And I haven't even been concerned with NBA basketball because of everything that goes on. I feel like it's a circus act in my opinion. I feel like the game done shifted like so much to where it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed in the NBA and the NFL as a whole nother other.
That's because
we ain't fucking with the NFL. We don't even want to say their name.
Like you mentioned
Fuck
earlier,
them.
it's because the way you balled early in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it was a natural gift for you. You see basketball differently. The same way, Twan was a hooper in his own right, and he sees basketball differently. Because I kind of was trash at basketball, I can enjoy the entertainment aspect.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Because I'm a LeBron fan, so whatever happens goes. But I haven't watched one full basketball game in I don't know how long. Even when the NBA Finals, I can honestly say I haven't watched full 4 quarters at all. Because I think it's a fucking joke, man. Like, the Warriors are gonna win no matter what. Like, NBA been letting me down. Like, in my own mind, Magic Johnson never had AIDS. He had a gambling problem. They had to give him HIV. You'll disappear. Your gambling problem's gonna disappear. Michael Jordan had a gambling problem. That's why he disappeared and went to go play baseball. He's disappeared for a little bit. The gambling problem never reached the press. By the time he came back, switch your number up. It's like whenever you make a bad act in Hollywood, if you disappear, people will forget. By the time you reappear, no one's gonna bring it up again.
Right.
So I just feel like everything's a fucking.
Because now the focus is the return, the resurrection, the rebirth.
When what happened? Magic came back in the Olympics in the All-Star game. Jordan came back and won 3 more. Like he never left.
Yeah.
Like a part of history we will never see is Chicago.
I'm sorry, man. You can Google that stuff, man. I mean, you can YouTube that stuff.
I mean, but you can also Google like the cure for AIDS.
Absolutely.
Don't necessarily mean you're gonna be cured of AIDS.
You're absolutely right. And I feel like this stuff, I feel like these serious topics are always going to be subjective to a definitive answer, but that's going to be up to us however we want to go.
Absolutely.
But I do feel like it's just a joke, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's been rumored for years as far as Jordan go. That is the first time I've ever heard that theory on Magic Johnson.
Right. This is the first time I've heard it about Magic as well. But
I am gonna be real, and wow, that blew me away. But
and then he was just never successful to come back because it's a secret because he's bleeding out loud. Everyone's gonna be afraid to fuck with him. But in reality, what if he had a gambling problem? The only way to cover it up is saying you have this. And ironically, he's never suffered. He's never been hospitalized.
My dad doesn't think he has it.
He's never.
it's a lot of people.
I mean, for what it's worth.
I mean, for whatever it is, I don't know nothing. At the end, knock on wood. I don't know nothing that's going on.
He was never gonna.
Power, but you know, I mean, I just feel like it's a big. It's money at the end of the day, man.
The timing of that just kind of coincided with the end of his elite status as an athlete as well. Him and Bird was starting to wash out, and we saw the ascension of Michael Jordan. Like he was coming, like he was already busting their ass so much so that in the 80s, Larry Bird said that's the best player in the world. Magic Johnson has said that's the best player in the world. This is before Mike started winning.
Before he even started winning.
Yeah, so they already saw it, and those boys came in at 79. You know what I'm saying? So they had already run their course by 92 when Magic was out of here, or 91.
I just feel like it's just tricky, man. So I feel like wherever you can legally gamble, you can't tell me that there's some higher powers that have some type of control over the course of the game. So if you can go legally gamble in Vegas, and there's people that's like real deal billionaires, and people that have real fucking money, you can't tell me that they don't have control of officiating or even a certain player and telling them to play good or play whatever. And what would you do if you were approached by them as well? I don't know. Like I said, it's subjective. But
I mean, it's a very sensitive subject, but one of the reasons they had that rumor is because God bless him dead. You know, I mean, his pops pulled over on the side of the road to take a nap. You know, what happens to him, and they don't even rob him.
Right, it was a message. To piggyback off what you said, and before we finish off, because we asked the question and nobody really answered other than me saying it was a wash. When we talk about gambling, we're about to witness one of the biggest or the biggest gambling event of all time this Saturday.
The rigged event. The rigged event.
Regardless of whether or not it's rigged, either person is going to win or lose and walk away with at least $100 million. Conor, win or lose, will walk away with $100 million after paying off the UFC. On the low end, Floyd Mayweather Jr., win or lose, is going to walk away with $250 million cash. And Vegas is going to win regardless because everybody's pouring their money in. Everybody's trying to get that bet in. And everybody's going to watch because this is a event that we should not watch at all. It is a fucking circus, and because of that, it engages people and makes them want to watch it even more.
Of course, man, but that's the power of the media, man, and that just shows how little self-control we have because it's still going to correlate to the fucking NFL. Like, niggas can't not turn the TV on.
Right.
Same thing with, everyone says, I know it's a circus, but I'm so controlled by the powers of the TV screen, I'm going to order it anyways. I'm going to go watch it anyways. Like, you already know it's not going to be all that real. Like,
shout out to everybody that showed up to NFL headquarters today, man, and strong support for Colin Kaepernick.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the bitch ass media that chooses to put certain things on a platform more than they do other things. When that Charleston, what's that shit? Charlottesville shit. When that shit popped off, I seen that everywhere on my timeline. Everywhere on my timeline. Oh, somebody won't tell me, it's trending on Twitter. Wait. I just said something. I seen it everywhere on my timeline. Don't try to redirect me to a certain place. When this white supremacist shit was all over the damn place. But when we want to go and stand in solidarity for a brother that did some peaceful shit, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, listen, the Kyrie trade.
Cleveland won
because it's ridiculous. It's like goddamn.
Cleveland won this season.
He didn't want to play with them no way.
Now,
Cleveland won for this season alone.
Talking about your Cleveland won.
What is a win, anyways?
That's what I was going to say.
I want to know what are these people's definition of winning.
Talking about a win. Okay, first off,
when I say Cleveland won for this season,
okay.
What I mean is that they didn't really lose anything. They lost Kyrie Irving, but they found a player in productivity that did exactly what Kyrie did last season.
I agree with that to an extent. I agree.
Like clutch.
Not just clutch. Well, was Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah,
not
clutch top like 3 and 4th quarter.
Now imagine being clutch. That Isaiah Thomas clutch with LeBron on your team. It's a different type of clutch.
The NBA is
right?
going to be like the Cavs are going to be in the Eastern Conference.
So I'm gonna break something down. I'm about to break LeBron James fans' feelings right now.
Do it.
They also got a number 1
right now
pick coming up.
I'm about to break it right now. First off, I don't think Brooklyn's gonna be that booty. I don't think they're gonna be number 1 pick booty.
No, but top 5.
Okay, fair enough. I'm about to break LeBron James fans' hearts right now. First off, let's talk about the trade. From a value standpoint, when you essentially trade the very first pick of the draft for the very last pick of the draft, and based on where that last pick, hold on, why not? Because
Isaiah Thomas is not a last.
Okay,
pick
but let me ask this question, right? When Donald Sterling sold the Clippers, what did they say? What was the braggadocious part about that? They said, "Oh shit, he got $2 billion for it and only bought it for 20-something odd million."
Right.
So the return of investment was crazy. You get a 60th pick. That's never gonna change. Right. He the last pick of the draft. Draymond is the 40th third pick of the draft. Draymond will always remind you of that. He is the very last pick of the draft.
But you and I know that if you can't trade Tyson Chandler for Michael Olowokandi and say that Michael Olowokandi was a number 1 pick.
Hold on.
Yeah, that was a good.
Hold on.
He was nothing.
Michael Olowokandi and Kyrie Irving is 2 different things. Sometimes the number 1 pick
does not matter.
Whoa. Sometimes the number 1 pick is circumstantial. Who was better than Kwame Brown in that draft? Who was better than Anthony Bennett in that draft? That was number 1 pick worthy. They may have been something now, but number 1 pick worthy, would you have took that risk? No. So all I'm saying is, for the number 1 pick, we know. For a 60th pick, a guy that was 60th, very last in the draft, bounced around. When he came to Boston, he was the 6th man.
Right.
Okay, remember he finished 2nd in that year. He finished 2nd that year in the 6th man.
But we saw what he was in Phoenix.
Whoa. I understand that. All I'm saying is, from a value standpoint, I think Cleveland won.
Okay.
I think Jay Crowder.
Shit, when you add in the number 1 pick, they won.
I think Jay Crowder is going to be the catalyst to that.
Okay.
Because LeBron ain't got nobody else to guard him now. Ain't nobody else guard. Like, Jay Crowder was the last person in the East that guarded LeBron. Like, no one else is going to be able to guard. Like, Paul George is gone.
Jay Crowder.
Jimmy Butler's gone.
Right.
You know, they swapped him for Gordon Hayward. You think Gordon Hayward going to lock Brown up? Shit.
Did Jay Crowder lock him up?
First off,
did Bruce Bowen lock up Kobe? Did Ruben Patterson lock up Kobe?
Yeah. Hey, Bruce Bowen was the toughest person I ever seen guard Kobe. You know why? Because if Kobe get 28, he's going to have to take 28 shots. Yes, that's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is, somebody that could even at least give LeBron trouble is on his team now.
Okay.
I love Kyrie. You know how I feel. I only picked Cleveland last year because of the ability of Kyrie in those moments. But I'm about to shut LeBron fans down.
Let's go.
I am going to dispel the narrative that LeBron James makes other players better.
Okay.
If you average 6 points, if you play with LeBron James, you will probably average 8 to 10 points. But if you average anywhere from 19 and up, your entire game and impact, I want y'all to be careful. I want y'all to hear me carefully. Impact will change. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Pau Gasol came over to the Lakers. Pau Gasol didn't have to change his game. His point total went down, but that was circumstantial because Memphis was sorry anyway, so he probably had to average a little bit more. Boom. His impact on the game increased. What he was doing in Memphis that only got them to the playoffs one time under Hubie Brown with 50 wins, got us to the championship 3 years in a row and helped win 2 out of 3. Hold on.
I'm a LeBron fan.
Hold on, I know. I'm going to get you. That's why I said I'm going to get you.
Who, Paul Gasol?
Paul Gasol, okay, impact never changed. Actually, it enhanced. Right? It enhanced. Because the first year when we lost to Boston, Paul Gasol, because they knew
they got traded
he was the reason. Let's fast forward to LeBron. LeBron James goes to Miami. 3 perennial All-Stars get together. We all know everybody got to take a sacrifice. We understand that. We understand you ain't going to average 25 and you ain't going to average 25 and you ain't going to average 25. But the player impact should never change. The impact of a player, meaning that whether you average 25 or 19, the impact.
I think that was.
We now minimize Chris Bosh.
But you can't argue it.
Let's check it out real quick. I'm about to bring it home. Hold on, I'm about to bring it home.
Let him bring it home.
I'm about to bring it home.
And he'll keep talking all night.
I'm about to bring it home. LeBron James is ball dominant. So therefore, instead of saying, hey Bosh, we all know that you probably ain't gonna get your 25, but you know what I'm gonna at least make sure I do? Get you on the block where you like to get on the block. You know what Bosh was minimized to? A fucking stretch 4. You know what people said about a perennial all-star before he came to Miami? You know what they were saying about him? He's a scrub.
Well, how about this though, Twan? Chris Bosh didn't have no dog in him.
Okay, go ahead. And I'm about to go ahead.
He might have been also, but he wasn't no instinctively had that dog.
Paul Gasol wasn't a dog.
We're not talking about
until he played against Dwight Howard.
I'm talking about the players that you named that LeBron played with. Dwayne Wade at the time of his career wasn't that nigga either.
Yeah, he was.
He
got him right in the last leg of his prime.
And we all know, I see where you were going, but you lost me because we all know that if LeBron James, if it's fourth quarter with 3 minutes left, it's 50-50 if LeBron's gonna take the initiative to run the ball or not.
But we're not talking about last shot.
I said the last 3 minutes.
But we're not even talking about that. Let me ask you a question.
That impacts the game. The last 2 minutes impacts the game. The last shot is the final.
That's why.
LeBron James is 50-50 on both sides. He's 50-50 to take the last shot. He's 50-50 to take the initiative.
So can I ask you a question?
In the last couple minutes of the game.
Why did it happen?
Both ways. I don't know about the impact.
So why did lightning strike twice when he came to Cleveland?
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on.
Lightning
struck twice. You got a guy that had just came from averaging 25 and 14, a legit 25-14. You talking about a guy that has a 30-30 game on record. Kevin Love. All of a sudden, he's just minimized to what again? A stretch 4 that just shoot threes.
What?
And hold on.
That's not you look at
and now all of a sudden, what is he called? A scrub. But this is no coincidence.
Who was Kevin Love's dynamic prior to coming there?
Wait a minute though. What I'm saying is this.
Now I'm playing his position.
What I'm saying is this.
Because LeBron did not.
There's a difference. There's a difference from saying, okay, I know I'm not going to get my same.
More crucial shots than him.
It's a difference from saying what I just said. If I'm a role player, I want to play with LeBron James all day long. If I'm a role player, because I know my points going to enhance. LeBron James does not make all-star players better. He digresses them. So it's proof.
Let me speak.
Kyrie Irving averaged more assists before LeBron got there than after he got there.
Of course, LeBron.
Kyrie Irving is not a 25-point scorer, and you will see that this year with Boston.
Who do they compare LeBron to? Magic Johnson. What
No, they don't. They compare him to Jordan, and they shouldn't.
They compare him to Magic.
They should compare him to Magic.
They compare him to Magic as well.
Game-wise, they should compare him to Magic. But he's not a pass-first guy. Magic averaged 19 for his career. Jason Kidd averaged less than 19 for his career. Lonzo Ball, you see these guys. LeBron James is a 27-point game career average. So he don't pass first. He don't make other players better. So he digresses them.
Let me speak on this, because you say
Kyrie digressed under LeBron.
Well, he just had his career best year.
Let me
speak, because we gave you that to when we talk about impact, because you named a lot of players, right?
I named 2 players.
Well, Chris Bosh's impact was changed because of the type of player he was. He was the man in Toronto. You can't come and be the man somewhere else where
I'm
there's...
not saying
Hang
the
on,
man.
hang on, let me finish.
Chris Bosh.
What did he do that can impact the game in a different way? Because his impact on the game, Chris Bosh's impact on the game was scoring. You have Dwayne Wade and you have LeBron. His impact was going to change. Let's talk about Kevin Love real quick. Kevin Love, again, a 25 and 14 guy on a terrible team. When you get into a structure...
You don't get 30 for 30. You don't get 30
Yes, you
for 30.
can. Yes, you can.
You don't get 30 and 30 as a coincidence.
When you're, no, it's not a coincidence.
4 from 6
It's not a
from 3.
coincidence. What I'm saying is when you're on a structured team, sometimes you have to come in and take a defined role. So yes, your impact will change. That's not always LeBron's fault. It's when you come and you want to play with another superstar player next to you, they have to be well-defined roles. Kevin Love, it was that one game when you had 30 rebounds. You averaged 14, almost 15 a season. That's your thing. Do that. I'm going to do this. He'll do that. And if we all buy into the system, it will work and we will win easily.
LeBron ain't never been in no
I'm not saying that he's always in the system.
He's never been in no
What I'm
system.
saying,
All 5 times.
what I'm saying is it's not his fault that players around him digress. They were going to do, the numbers were going to do that anyways if there was a
people
system
don't want to
in
play with
place.
Kobe, but it's not his fault that all stars digress.
So Boston, reason why I think Boston wins in this, I got it. The reason why I think Boston
He got this.
We gotta talk about this
will
off air.
ultimately win this trade is because no one was going to pay, Boston especially, Danny Ainge was not going to sign a max contract to a player that was going to be turning 30 in the next season for Isaiah Thomas. I'm sorry. When you can
He's
get
5'9", I understand.
I'm not giving a max contract to that guy at 30 years old. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, if he was 25, but I just swung and got Kyrie. And I got Gordon Hayward coming here. I got Jaylen Brown that's ascending. I just drafted Jason Tatum. And we got Al Horford. Oh, we're good. I'm sorry. Cleveland, you got Washington and Boston there. Good luck. It ain't a cakewalk no more. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all.
LeBron got one more inning.
CJ, thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, man,
one more trip to the finals, not one more win.
No, LeBron got another ring in him. I'm gonna tell you right here, that trade,
I got.
LeBron got another ring in him.
West Coast,
Fuck them dudes over there, man. Fuck them dudes.
He gonna have to
man.
get traded straight up for Klay Thompson in order for LeBron
Hey, ain't
to win
nobody
another ring.
Listen, I have came to the
Kevin Love
understanding.
just didn't fit on the Cavs.
We gonna talk about this off air.
He did not
I have
fit the
came to the
Cavs.
understanding that if you had Jesus, Enoch, and Muhammad on the trade deadline, they still wouldn't trade Klay.
Hey, real quick, y'all.
They ain't trading Klay.
Hey, follow CJ on this handle right here. Follow Lulu on this handle right here. Follow me on this handle right here. And then follow Twan D on the
This is
handle
funny.
like right here.
This is funny.
Peace.
I'm just saying they wouldn't trade the motherfucker.
Maybe the best podcast.